It's Krystal here with the Plant Bar, and I have Mischa here joining us today.
Hey guys!
We're going to be doing a tutorial today on how to put together our DIY terrarium kit. We sent out a couple this week, and we want to make sure that the people that get them know how to put them together. I definitely would say that this one is a little more advanced than our Plant Adventure planting experience. Usually people come in here and we do them together, but since we are unable to do that right now, we want to show you how to do this from home. So we're going to get started with a couple things. Your kit generally will come with some kind of small terrarium like this. It'll come with a succulent.
Mystery.
Yeah, usually some kind of mystery succulent. Today we have a sedum. Some different colored sand. Usually it comes with 2 different colors. And maybe some decorative rocks to go inside. Might even come with some soil. It depends on the plant that came with yours. This plant has quite a bit of soil inside the pot, so we may or may not need more, but it just depends on what your kit came with. We do have some pre-mixed soil here that I'm going to probably add a little bit to, but because this is so small, you don't really need a whole lot. Okay, so I have Mischa here because she's going to help me do this. Most kids are going to do this, so I want her to show you how she's going to do it. So the first step that you have to do is you have to pick which sand that you want to go on the bottom. If you were just doing rock, you could layer the bottom with some rock, but today we're going to do some sand. You want to do green sand first? Mm-hmm. Okay, so what she's going to do is she's going to take her terrarium and she's going to pour sand into here and just layer the bottom like a good nice layer so that it covers the whole bottom. Maybe gives it some depth. So let's start doing that. Just going to line the bottom with some sand, the first color you want to use. Just pour it in there. You can be a little aggressive. There you go. Okay, now I'll take it back out. Yep, and then you're going to kind of move the sand around with your finger. So I'll show you. Just kind of making a little bed in there. Now, this might be too much sand, so we're going to pour some out.
Yeah, for just plants.
Not only just the plant, but like you want to have a cute design, so like you have that much sand, it's all going to be green on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so we've kind of got sand coated on the bottom here. And you can even go and add this other color. And really, if you have a spoon at home, you need a little spoon to help you decorate. A spoon and a popsicle stick are helpful, or if you have a screwdriver, there's a couple different things you can use to help you get inside the terrarium and work this out.
Screwdriver.
Yes.
Spoon.
Yes, give me the spoon.
Popsicle stick.
Okay, so I'm going to let Mischa do this after I show you. But what you want to do is you really don't need to worry about putting it in the center anymore. Ideally, you want to get it on the edge. Because what's going to go in the center, Mischa?
The plant?
The plant. So, I mean, it's going to fall to the center because there's nothing in there to keep it from falling. So after I get kind of a cool design going, I'll then start worrying about the center. But you can like layer up the back. And even like use your spoon to like create little weird waves in the sand. I don't know if you can see. Nope. And that will happen too. You'll move the sand and then it'll all get mixed together, and that's okay. Looks pretty.
Most of the time.
Yeah, no, it looks pretty. So, okay. I think what we're gonna do now. So I don't know if you can see that, but we've got a cool design going on at least on one side. But it's looking a little tie-dye. Really cool, actually. I think what we should do now is create a like a center pot so that the sand doesn't keep wanting to go down the middle. So what I'm doing is I'm putting my finger in there and I'm pressing it down in the center. If your plant just came like this and you didn't have any extra soil, you cannot put this entire thing in there. It won't fit. So what you're going to do is you're going to shave it down. So you just rub
I don't know that's how you
the soil
how you pinch it.
quite a bit down. You still want to keep the roots intact and the soil on there, but you can shave quite a bit of it away. And then if you got extra soil with your kit, you could just take it and start kind of putting it in there. If you're struggling with making a mess, you can use a spoon. You can take the spoon and you can scoop it inside, just like that. I like to create this little mound inside of there. Now it all is going to change when we throw that plant in there, but that's okay. So now what I want Mischa to focus on before she puts her plant in there is decorate the back a little more how she wants it. So she might want to add a lot more sand in the back there. So you could do, so if you look, Mischa, there is a lot of green, not a lot of turquoise. So you might want to put some more turquoise in there.
Where?
You'll notice that you don't need a lot of sand. You just go like this. Just decorate more on the back.
Okay.
I mean, because we're going to put the plant in there and it'll be a lot harder to decorate the back. I know, it's harder. We've done a lot of terrariums that are bigger, so this is actually a lot trickier than doing a bigger terrarium because it's little. But yeah, you can do different decorations. You can go back in and add more green. Here, I want you to do it. So go. It's okay if you make a mess. You will make a mess, and that's the part of the fun. So she's adding more green. You want to try and get that green up against the glass. So you can use your spoon, you can use your popsicle stick. And if you don't want it to be complicated, you just put one color sand. But we like to do little designs. I'll show you guys some other designs we've done with sand. And there's a lot you can do with a terrarium. We do give you sand and rocks, but if you have other things lying around like little sticks or even little figurines, you can put them inside the terrarium. Legos are my favorite, like Lego people. All right. Okay, so we're starting to bury our dirt a little bit, and that's okay. Just add, we can take from the pile that we mushed up and just add a little more. So what's going to happen is you might get dirt on the edge. So I don't know if you can see that, but there might be some dirt coming on the edge. And that's okay, we can clean it up. So once you clean up the edge, you're almost pretty much ready to plant your plant. You can kind of push it to go a little up, so you have enough depth for your plant to go. I think I'm going to have Mischa try to do this. Do you remember how you put this in there? Okay. So this is the tricky part. This is the part that's a little complicated because this little hole right here is not very big and this is kind of big. So depending upon your succulent, you're going to kind of push it together and you're going to wedge it in there like this to try to get all the leaves in there. These guys are really resilient. But I'm going to let Mischa try to do it and let's see how it goes. Keep it right there.
Can
You do it? You just want to make sure that your soil is low enough so that it's not too tall. This should be pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you're gonna try to wedge him in there. He's a little fat guy. I'll help you hold it. Oh, this part you might need your parents. So
Nope, on the bottom. You're gonna push it.
Oh,
There we go.
there we go.
It's it. No.
So now it's in there, and you're gonna just take your fingers and push them up like this. Ooh, this is a scary part. This is the part that makes this a lot more complicated than the regular terracotta plant adventure.
Yeah.
Just because getting the succulent in such a little tiny space and then trying to get it to stay and be nice and planted. So once it's in there, you can see it's nice and in there. I have the back pushed up pretty high and that's cool, it's totally good. You're going to want to add a little bit more soil.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it rooted and planted in there. You can use the soil that you scraped off the bottom. Try to keep that soil in the center, away from the edge. And it's totally fine if it's showing. It's not the end of the world. Because actually, as it grows, you'll start to see more dirt anyway. But yeah, we're going to just add a little bit more soil.
What I think one of the hardest parts of this is putting that in there when you put it in there. Like, especially with this one because it's really fat.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have like both your hands, if it's just you, both your hands.
Trying to get it in there one thing at a time. Yeah, it does make it.
And then it might mess up your art design that you already made.
So if you mess up your sand, just remember, you know, art is art and sometimes cool things come out of mistakes. Okay, so I think I got a good little soil patch going on inside of there. Now what I'm going to have Mischa do is continue to decorate. Now there is some sand on my succulent and I'll show you some tricks on how to get rid of that if you want. It will eventually come off. She's going to add some more sand. So what you can do, because she's got some dirt she's trying to cover, is you can kind of shake it a little bit. Try to cover some more spots. There's a lot of sand in there. And doing it just a tad, just a tiny, you want to be very gentle, won't mess up your design. If you really don't want to see that dirt, you can kind of take your stick or whatever you have at home, your back of your spoon, and just kind of push it down, cover it up. It is a little tricky though. So just a little bit more sand, Mischa, and then we're going to add rock. Add a little bit more. Okay. I think you got a nice design going on there. Trying to get, there's a little dirt piece. So now we can add some rock. There's a little dirt showing, totally okay. If you're meticulous and you don't want that dirt there, you can keep trying to cover it up with some more sand. You keep trying to push the sand away. There's a couple other methods that you can use. If you have canned air, you can kind of blow the sand out, which I'll show you how to do right now. So this is canned air, normally used to clean your computers, but you can use it to dust your plant, but you barely push it. I'll show you right there. So if you push it too hard,
you'll get sand flying everywhere.
Yeah. So I just do it a little bit just to clean it up. You really don't have to. You can even take a straw and blow air into the straw. And try it that way. You can see I'm cleaning up some of the dirt that's showing on the edge.
And again, this might be like a easier thing to ask an adult to do.
Yeah, this might be something you need help with. This is a little tricky, but I have confidence you guys can do this. Okay, Mischa, so now you can add the rock. And there's no rhyme or reason with the rock. We like to place our rock in the front, and then I'll take a spoon and try to put it in the back. One thing that David likes to do is he likes to throw rocks in there, and I'm pretty sure there has been an incident where he broke a terrarium because he threw it too hard. So if you decide you want to throw rocks in your terrarium, beware, you could break it. It is glass.
Not too hard.
Do you want me to try it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to try to be David for a minute. Let's see if I can do it. This plant's kind of big. Oh, fail. Okay, that one kind of got back there.
It's harder with
Oh!
Yeah. Okay, where's the screwdriver?
So now, I could just take the spoon
Okay.
top and see, now I just knocked it back down. So that worked.
There.
I think the easiest way to do it is probably like try to take your spoon and do like that.
Yeah, and sometimes when it gets back there.
And then when you shake it too much, it messes up your design.
If you can't get back there with the spoon to do it, you can always get a screwdriver or something thin.
Mischa really likes the screwdriver.
Yes, I
That is apparent today.
I really like the screwdriver.
But yeah, you can add as much or as little rock as you want. You also, if you have like stuff lying around the house, like little twigs or Lego guys, you can put whatever you want in there to make it cute. Just don't overfill it too much. So You're probably getting pretty close. It will be tricky to get rocks back there. We can try probably maybe a little rock. Maybe I got one right there. Can't seem to get it all the way back. What you can do is you can try to put some rocks back there before you put the plant in. If you really want to make sure you get rocks back there.
Yeah,
That's not gonna work. Aha! I tried a daddy method. The only bummer with trying this is you might accidentally mess up your stuff. Let's see.
It's in the plant.
It's in the plant, and that's okay too. So you might get some rocks not where you want them, and you can try gently to get them out of there, or you can leave it. You can use all your tools to try to get the rocks where you want them to be. You can try to tilt it and tap it a little bit. I think I could probably tap some rocks back there. Yeah, see, I was able to get some rocks back there. But, so the most important part of this is how to care for it, how to keep it alive. They require bright, indirect sunlight, so the best place to keep them is in a well-lit room with a window. You can keep them on a covered patio. It just depends where you live. Here in Arizona, we can keep ours on a covered patio as long as it's not getting afternoon sun. However, when it gets to be above 90, it's probably time to bring them in. Some succulents do okay in the hotter weather, but a lot of them do not. Same goes for colder weather. If it's super cold, if it's dropping below freezing, your plants probably aren't going to love that. So I would bring your succulents inside. We keep a lot of ours inside anyway. So as far as watering goes, you need to water when dry. We say to check on it once a week. So water Wednesday, Thursday, succulent Saturday, whatever day of the week helps you remember to check them. And when you check them, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to water them. They take very little water. It's about a tablespoon, maybe even a little less. Just really depends. Depends on the size of your terrarium too. It depends on the size of your planter. In this case, I'll use very little water. But what you're going to do is once a week, you're going to take your finger and you're going to move the sand and the rock out of the way and try to feel that soil. If the soil feels wet at all, don't water. The key is it's got to be like bone dry. A good example of that is underwater. So we're talking about underwater right now. Is you want to have your leaves to kind of look wrinkly and yucky. We always recommend when you first bring them home is to actually stress them out so you can see how long it takes for them to get wrinkly. Not all succulents will show wrinkles, but most of them do. This one should show some wrinkles once it gets too dry. And when it's dry like this and wrinkled, that means it's ready to be watered. And you're gonna just go right in here, and you can use a medicine dropper. You can get one of these. We got them on Amazon, and you just push water right into the soil. Not too much, and especially with the sand, it's gonna bubble up. But we're just doing a little bit of water throughout the sides of the plant. And you'll see there's no water on the bottom. It's very little, just enough to get that soil moist so that the plant can be happy. Because what happens is if you overwater the plant...
It looks like this.
Oh, Mischa, you got it. If you overwater the plant, you're going to get translucent leaves. And this is how that looks.
It's kind of hard to tell which put it.
It's very, it's pretty zoomed in. It's very clear, see-through yellow. This normally is green, like these. So this is a great example of overwatered.
Yeah.
And the succulents hold all their water in their leaves. So when they get overwatered, they develop root rot, and they'll rot out and die. Almost like they're exploding of water. And there's no way to really bring them back once that happens. Now, if you underwater your plant and it's all dried out, it's a lot easier to bring it back. Of course, you want to bring it back before it's past the point of no return. It's pretty easy to see. They usually show you. But we are always here to help you. If you have any questions, you are welcome to email us, Facebook us, Instagram us, message us on YouTube. Wherever it's easy for you to contact us, definitely feel free to reach out and we will help you. We usually can tell what's wrong with the plant just by a picture, and we can tell what's going on. The #1 cause of succulent death is overwatering.
Yeah.
And that's about it. Not too hard. Definitely doesn't take too much skill. Just a little patience and some love. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We love to do lots of tutorials and fun things all about plants. We're your supplier for all things plants, any accessories that you may need, air plants, house plants, indoor plants, outdoor plants, you name it, we got it.
Yeah, and don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe.
I'm Krystal.
And I'm Mischa.
And this is the Plant Bar. Bye!
Bye!